What I'm concerned is that one of the consequences of this inquiry are in fact going to be a sledgehammer to crack a nut, and the right issues here are not going to be tackled. So what I've been arguing today is that what needs to, firstly, is for the law to be enforced. That's already happening. We're seeing criminal prosecutions, there may well be more. It is not a case where we should say everything in journalism is wrong, we've got to put all these extra regulations on people. Look around at the way that technology has changed in the last 20 years. You simply can't regulate things in the same way that you once could. This is no longer a question simply of national governments regulating national conventional media.
Yeah. Somebody asked a question about self-regulation. What do you feel about the aspects of how that would go?
I think it's probably not a view that's shared by very many people, and I accept that self-regulation has failed in some aspects, but I think probably some form of that is still going to be the best way forward. I appreciate that that is not probably what public opinion demands at the moment, but I would ask somebody to demonstrate to me just how statutory regulation can really work better. As I say, we have the law, we have the Crown Prosecution Service, we have the court system. Those people who really step far over the line are rendering themselves liable to prosecution. Let them be prosecuted and let journalists get on with their work.
Okay, well obviously conferences like this are about helping journalism and getting them moving forward. For you, what do you think is the ideal way of moving journalism forward by getting the better journalism climate?
I think there is one big opportunity for journalism here, which is hopefully to return to older ideas of fairness. If the public have really been disgusted by some of the things they've heard about the activities of the News of the World, and I think probably we can point to the revelation that the phones of Millie Dowler's families were hacked. That seems to be a real turning point in public opinion. It may be that there can be a return to older ideas of fairness. Are people getting a fair chance to give their views? Are people getting a fair hearing when they're reported in the press? And I think that we might just find that there is some public demand for that, although I suspect, rightly or wrongly, and again, some of my academic colleagues would disagree with me on this, there is an element that public interest is what the public are interested in, and if that's not going to appear in the conventional media, it's going to appear on Twitter, as the allegations against Ryan Giggs did, for example.